the things that I thought about coaching weren't exactly what I got out of it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I thought like, oh man, I'm paying way too much money for if this is just gonna be like, oh, they're gonna change my mind or make me believe and stuff and whatnot. But no, it actually was definitely worth it. And it's like the goals that I thought weren't possible before are all possible now. It's like, oh yeah, I can just do this. Like it's not difficult. I can just change what I'm doing and then make it happen.
Bro, it's like change your mindset and change the entire world. You did a pretty good job, man, of like letting go of a lot of your doubts and limiting beliefs. Let's talk about like some of the ones you had around women. And the way you phrased it was like, I had all these toxic like beliefs from the red pill. What beliefs? Because, dude, we could do an entire podcast about this, bro. I had so many of my own, dude. So, like, what was blocking you?
Like a lot of fears, just like completely unfounded, but a lot of it shaped by like red pill stuff for sure. One kind of silly one is like, oh, women can read minds. Like if you try to go up and talk to them, they're gonna know you wanna smash, and they're gonna reject you outright. And like they know what your intentions are because they can like read your emotions and figure you out before you even open your mouth. So I had like lots of fears around that.
And what? And that would be a bad thing, I guess. Is that like a woman knowing that you want to sleep with her would be a bad thing?
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one of the yeah.
because there almost a belief of like women don't like sex, or women think sex is dirty and disgusting, and like it's only men that want sex. And so if she finds out you want sex, she's gonna be like, "Ew, I hate that. That's disgusting."
Yeah, it was like that, and then it was like, oh, they don't want it from me, or I was always thinking like, oh, I'm not good enough to
Mm.
be that person that they would want sex with.
Yeah, bro. And like a lot of the red pill makes it very binary. Like they put men in one of two categories of either you're an alpha male who gets all the sex in the entire universe, or you're a beta male who no woman would ever sleep with, even if you paid her a trillion, quadrillion dollars. And making it that binary, I think just makes you want to put yourself in one of those categories. And if you're not currently having a whole lot of sex, you will put yourself in the category of like, I must be a beta male. And I went through that too, dude. Like in the red pill, I was like, I'm a beta male. I'm not good enough. Like I must be a fucking loser that no woman would want to sleep with. And it made me not want to go out there and even try.
Yeah, I had lots of points like that even before the coaching, where,
Mm.
or especially before the coaching, where like I would just go out and I'd be like, what's the point of even being out here? Like there nothing's gonna happen, and I'm just gonna go home sad anyway. And it was always that mindset of I have to get something, I have to somehow figure out a way to get or take sex from her, rather than how you phrased it, to share an experience with her, share, like offer, put yourself out there. And then we even tried to come up
Mm.
with a better word for rejection, which is more like she just declined the offer rather than rejection. Like even that has helped.
Yeah. Yeah. A quote from you that you said at the end of the coaching is you're not taking from women, you're offering and sharing with women. And I think especially like the red pill and just like maybe most dating, I think most dating advice looks at men or male and female dynamics as if one of them is trying to take from the other one. And lots of people think men are taking sex from women, and then other people will say women are taking resources from the man. It's like, no, you guys are sharing something. He is sharing, if he wants to, his resources, because men feel good for the most part when we look after women. Like it feels good inside of our fucking soul. Not all of us, but most of us. And then women feel good when they have sex, when they can let go and actually enjoy the sexual act. Like women enjoy sex too. So you're sharing sex with her, you're sharing resources, you're sharing time, you're sharing conversation. It's not one person taking from the other. And that was a huge mindset shift for you. Did that mindset shift happen mostly in the coaching?
Before coming up to the coaching, I was like in the process of letting go of some of the red pill stuff, because I was just like, this is actually hurting my results. Like it's like getting in the way, because it's making me think all these negative things about women that isn't productive to actually like going out and talking with them. Like the whole point of like even learning that stuff or entertaining that stuff was to come together with them, like and have good relationships with them, but not to play all these games or manipulations or think negatively about them. It was meant to help, not to hurt. Yeah, one thing that you said that really helped with that mindset was, if you've tried the same thing for over 8 years and it hasn't worked, do you think you might try something else? It was something along that line that made me really, really like, oh yeah, it hasn't worked. Maybe I should try something else.
Yeah, dude. Like, so with all those sort of mindsets where, you see women as the enemy, a lot of the red pill stuff sees women as the enemy. I don't think they mean to. I genuinely don't think they mean to. They're just used to being hurt, or they've hurt themselves with their own beliefs innocently, like they didn't mean to. But they're frustrated with women. And what do we do when we're frustrated with something? We put up defenses. We become defensive. We literally say, I need to protect myself. I'm not going to get hurt again. I'm not going to go through that again. So I'm going to become a bit more closed off, a little bit less vulnerable, a lot less honest, because I'm trying to protect myself. These things are dangerous. These women are dangerous, and I need to protect myself from them. Women do the same thing. You see that especially with extreme feminism, but even like just normal women who wouldn't call themselves feminists, if they go through a particularly messy breakup or something, they become defensive. I even have one of the women I'm seeing right now, someone that she knows is going through some stuff, and that woman has specifically said, you can't trust men. I'm never going to trust men ever again. Like, that's just a human reaction that we become very defensive. And so I got caught up in all that red pill stuff as well as you, man. But you make it so much harder to go out there and meet women, have sex, connect with them, have relationships, if part of you hates them or doesn't trust them. Why would your body, your heart, and your mind and your soul want to put its penis inside something that you inherently don't trust? Like, the penis for men is the thing that we're the most cautious with, right? Like, if I said to you, do you want to chop off one limb or your penis? You'd be like, pick a limb. And then if I said, okay, what about if I chop off one arm and one leg or your penis? I'd be like, bro, just take the arm and the leg. Okay, what if I have to take both your legs and one of your arms? So you only have one arm and you're in a wheelchair, but you get your penis. Yeah, bro, take the limbs. Right? It's like, don't touch the fucking cock. Like, I would literally go to the point of like, take both arms and both legs. Don't you fucking touch my penis though. Like, you
Yep.
leave that, okay? And so if we're distrustful of women, we're literally saying, I'm going to put the thing I care about the most and that I'm the most like scared of ever getting hurt. I'm going to put that inside something I don't trust. That's already this weird contradiction. And that was something that I wrestled with for years, man, when I was in the red pill shit. I inherently didn't trust women because I didn't trust myself around women. That's the actual thing. It's not that you don't trust women. It's you don't trust yourself to not get hurt by women. It's you. It's stoicism. It's you. And so because I didn't trust them and I was scared of them, yeah, I would hold back. I would sabotage. And really, it was more like self-protection. And I know you went through some of that too, where it's like, I'm not going to try as hard with this woman because like I don't really trust her, or I don't trust myself around women. So you don't try as hard. So a lot of these beliefs literally get in the way. They literally get in the way of you connecting with women.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's especially what you said, where it's like a self-protection.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason why like basically stumbled into the red pill stuff. It was out of curiosity and also a sense of protecting myself, because I was just like, I feel like I have like sensitive feelings, like, and I don't want to go into the dating field and just get like destroyed. So I was just like, okay, yeah, let me learn how to protect myself against all these evil women, so I don't so I don't get destroyed when I'm in like the dating field or whatever. That's the main reason I learned all of that stuff, and it it defeated the purpose of even learning it. Like, by learning that, I was holding myself back so much, and I couldn't be as honest with women as I wanted to. Like, it almost made it seem like honesty is a weakness, or expressing your emotions
Yeah.
is a weakness.
Yeah. And when they say weakness, they mean vulnerability. Like you could get hurt if you do this. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of that stuff is playing not to lose. It's like, I don't want to be too honest with women. I don't want to be too vulnerable because then I might get hurt. And it's like, why are we sitting around talking about not getting hurt? Surely we can do better than not getting hurt. Like if the bar is so low that all we're aiming for in our relationships is I hope I don't get hurt, I hope I don't get fucked over. To me, that just doesn't seem that fun. And that's why I eventually moved on from the red pill, was because a lot of it was based in fear. It was like, if you're a beta male, then something bad will happen. If you're ever vulnerable, then this bad thing will happen. If you ever open up to a woman, then this bad thing will happen. And I was like, why am I just focusing on bad things happening? I can do better than that. I don't want my life to just be avoiding pain, avoiding rejection, avoiding getting hurt, avoiding some woman judging me and thinking I'm a beta male or I'm a loser or something. Like, I can do better than that. Like, we do this thing in relationships, especially where we just try and avoid pain. Like, I think the pain in relationships and dating for both genders is so strong that some people, it almost imprints on their brain. They're like, I've been heartbroken, or I've been rejected, or I've been hurt. I have to avoid that at all costs. Could you imagine doing that with friendships? And some people do, and that's okay. But like it's just not as common in friendships. Imagine if the best you could say about your homies was like, yeah, they don't break my heart. I hung out with the boys today and they didn't bully me too hard. I hung out with the boys today and I was able to keep my defenses up so that they kept trying to bully me, and I just like laughed it off and I pushed it away and I just didn't give a fuck. You'd be like, bro, are you in like an abusive friendship? Like, what's going on, man? Like, no, the way we talk about friends is like, this guy adds to my life. I would take a bullet for this guy. This guy is like family. This guy is blood to me. Man, every time I hang out with this guy, we have the best experience ever. This guy wants me to win. This guy cares about me. This guy will show up and help me move. All I have to do is text him. This guy asks about my goals and he's been there for me for a million different things I've gone through. Like, that's the way we talk about friendships. And so when I was in the red pill, I started to realize, like, I want my sexual relations and then intimate relationships with women to be like that too. I want it to be like we're genuinely adding to each other's lives and we're really building something cool, even if that's just a casual relationship. And I think
Right.
some red pill stuff focuses on that. Like, there are definitely people in there that focus on that. But I think a lot of it focuses on just not losing. And to me, that isn't the same thing as winning. That's not happiness. Happiness isn't just avoiding pain. That seems like anxiety.
Yeah.
Was it anxious being in the red pill?
Yeah, that's what it felt like a lot of the time, where you're just trying not to get hurt, trying not to be a simp, or trying not to express your emotions, or trying not to be honest. A lot of what you talk about with honesty is what like really opened my eyes to what's possible with dating and with women. Is like, oh, you can just tell her what you're thinking. And I was like, but that's dangerous, man. Like, what if she knows? What if she like uses that against me? Or what if she does this? Or what? Like, I was afraid of that kind of stuff. Like, you said, oh, yeah, you can just tell her how you feel. But I was thinking, like, but that's like, isn't that like gay or something? It's just,
No, yeah, it's gay. It's gay to spend time intimately with women. That's gay. But I had the same fears too. Like, the word gay gets thrown, maybe less so these days, but definitely when I was in the red pill, which was like 10 years ago, the word gay was
mm,
thrown around a lot. Now people use
yeah,
word like simp. Yeah. Yeah.
right.
It's gay to open up to women.
Yes. But when you showed like examples of you actually doing that with the girls that you're seeing, and then showing like how receptive and beautifully that the girl opens up when you're just honest with her, and then you're just like, in situations where I was in moments where I was just like, should I tell her about this, or should I hold that back? And you were just like, no, just tell her. And I was like, okay. And then I either like send a text or talk to her about something, and then she responds like very kindly and openly. And I'd be surprised. I'd report back to the group like, hey guys, this is what she said, and she was so like happy about it or whatever. Yeah, that's what really opened my eyes to just being more honest and expressive about what I'm thinking or feeling.
Yeah. I want to want to put a pin in that conversation. I want to come back to that. I want to throw something out there that maybe we could have said a little earlier. I have a lot of appreciation for the red pill. I think the way that you phrased it, I really want to underline that. You said a lot of the time it's self-protection. A lot of the red pill is based on self-protection. It's men that have been hurt, men that have gone through some pain. And the answer to that is, okay, I can't trust women. I need to put up my defenses. I need to be less honest, less vulnerable. You know, I should be an alpha male Chad who's just super like rigid and stoic and all of that. And I think for a lot of men, I'm not going to say it's necessary for every man, but for a lot of men, I think the red pill really helps as a temporary or as like part of their journey. You go there and it might be the first time that you've ever sat around with other men who actually understand and maybe more to the point, give a fuck about your pain. It's one of the places on the internet where men do care about other men, genuinely fucking care. And I think for a lot of men, you know, my old self included, we struggle to really open up at all. And as much as the red pill says, like, you know, don't open up to women, they do say open up to us. And they do a pretty good job of being there for each other. So I really want to highlight the beautiful parts of the red pill, which is like a safe, inclusive space. They would probably hate that term, a safe space. It is literally a safe space, right? For men, where it's like, here's the fucking pain I'm going through. And they're like, all right, brother, like, that's okay. Like, we're here for you, dude. And they're like, okay, I'm not alone. Someone actually gives a fuck that I don't know how to talk to women. Someone actually cares that I want to get laid, that I want to have sex. They're not judging that.
Right, because we're like all experiencing the same pain, so we have that empathy for each other, which is lacking like in the wider world or in society. So it was great for finding a place where somebody else is experiencing the same pain that you're going through, and then can also help you with it, or at least show you where you can find help.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's like a beautiful stepping stone. Like it really is.
Mm-hmm.
And the step above the red pill, or if you're like, if any of you listening right now are super into the red pill, great. Like stay there, like beautiful. I was there for a couple of years. It helped a lot. I just ultimately moved on from it. But if some of you listening are like, yeah, I think I'm ready, you know, just like Ken did, to start moving past some of those things that might be limiting beliefs now, the immediate trick is to zoom out one layer of abstraction. What I mean by that is part of the benefit of the red pill is that you all sit in there and you say, we as men are all going through this same or very similar pain. And that makes you feel bonded together. You feel like you're part of a tribe. You feel like you're in a brotherhood. You feel like you're around a bunch of other people that are just like you. They might be a different race. They might be a different height. They might be a different age. But the red pill doesn't care about any of that. As long as you're a man, they care about you. And so the level above that is to zoom up one level and go, like, what is the inclusive group that includes even more people than that? Humans, men and women. Suddenly now, if you can figure out how to be on the same team as women, or if you can start to ask women about their story and their struggles and their pain and be humble enough to listen to it instead of just saying, I don't want to listen to a woman, like, because I had that at the start. I was like, I don't want to listen to women. Women are gay. Like, if you can just shut up for half a second and like zoom out enough to like sit there and actually say, okay, women, what is it like being you? And listen to what they have to say and say to them, what is your biggest insecurity? What do you struggle with? Do you ever, you know, women, you can jump on a dating app and have thousands of matches in like half a second. Dating and relationships must be easy for you, right? And then they'll go, what the fuck are you talking about? And you'll go like, well, it must be easy because you can just get laid whenever. And they're like, I can't just get laid whenever. I'll get called a slut. All my friends will stop hanging out with me. I will feel something wrong in my core if I just go out and have sex with 100 guys. You, the man, can have sex with as many people as you want, and you don't have to feel guilty. I know a lot of men feel guilty about sex, but like she has her own problems. And from her point of view, your life as a man is easy. That's why women have like fucking feminism and stuff, because they're jealous of men. Like literally that's what feminism is. Extreme jealousy of the other gender. That's what the red pill is in some degree. Jealousy of women. And so if you can come together with women and start to talk about this stuff, which is literally what I did and literally what helped me move past the red pill, I was like, oh shit, most of this stuff is like human problems. Like Women struggle with insecurity in dating. Women struggle with not feeling pretty enough. Men get erectile dysfunction in the bedroom and performance anxiety. So do women. Like performance anxiety around looking pretty enough, performance anxiety around doing a good job for you, performance anxiety around my left breast is smaller than my right breast and I feel insecure, performance anxiety around I can't orgasm and let go and he's trying to make me come and I just can't and I feel bad and wrong, performance anxiety around him getting performance anxiety. Like if you as a man, your dick doesn't work, she takes it personally. Most women. And so, like, most women are going through most of the same struggles as most men. And realizing that or starting those conversations is what, like, moves you past the red pill and onto team humanity. And I'd love to hear from your point of view, not just with the honesty stuff, man, but like, how much has seeing women as on the same team as you helped you in terms of like sex, dating, relationships, and just, I guess, overall happiness when it comes to women?
The barriers have been like the barriers to my like emotions and thoughts and feelings have been greatly like diminished
Mm.
to the point where I'm like, I just don't have those same beliefs as I did before. And whenever I communicate with women, it's less of it's less of a game. It's less of
Mm.
a tug and war battle. Like it's just communicating. It's just honest communication, and I'm just saying like, oh yeah, we can do this or we can do that. It's less of a chess game where I'm like, okay, I should say this so that she'll say this, and then I'll counter with this, and then and it's more collaborative rather than a game to try to get something out of the other person.
I love the analogy of chess. Okay. So here's how a lot of people do dating. Men and women both do this, right? If they want something in dating, or even just in life in general, but in dating, if they want something, they'll go exactly what you just said. They'll go like, okay, we got to set up the board, the chess board. We got to put all the little pieces there. Okay, they set up their side. Okay, pawn. Okay, move that. Okay, this. And they're playing an entire fucking chess game. And at the end, they get to the chess game. They get to the end. One of them wins. It doesn't even matter who wins. One of them wins. And then finally, at the end of that, the guy says, like, okay, I guess we're going to have sex now. And she goes, okay, let's have sex. If you rewind all of that chess game, and before you even get the chessboard out, if you just go, do you want to have sex? Enough of the time, she just says, yeah, I'd like that. And you go, oh, so we don't have to play the chess game? And it's like, well, we can if we like chess. And for those of you that like chess, fucking play chess. But like, we can just skip that whole step. But so many people are out there playing chess in business, in dating, in relationships, even in marriage. They're making it this fucking chess game. And it's like, you could just look up at the fellow human being sitting across from you and be like, do you actually want to play this chess game? And half the time they're like, fuck, I can't believe you just asked me that. Are you even allowed to ask me that question? I thought we had to play chess. Like if you don't want to play chess, I don't like playing chess. I'd like to skip chess. And that's essentially what autistic honesty is. Like just being completely honest with the other person is saying, are you even enjoying this chess game? Are you enjoying treating dating like a boxing match? Are you enjoying trying to fuck me over before I fuck you over, or trying to get what you want before I fuck you over? Like, are you enjoying this? And most of the time that I've asked that question, right, I literally just ask that question sometimes. I'm like, do you like playing games in dating? The vast majority of women say, no, but I have to. And then I'm like, you don't have to play games with me. And at first they think that's the game. They think that's the chess match that I'm playing, right? Honesty is often seen as a tactic. Like, did you have a little part of that where you were like, honesty is the thing that I use to get what I want? And then eventually you move past that belief. Like, did you see honesty as almost like a game at the start? Or did you just fully embrace it?
It was more like I thought, oh, if I'm honest, I'm gonna lose. So like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it wasn't like for me. It wasn't if I use honesty, I'll get what I want faster. It was more like, oh man, if I be honest, she's just gonna stop wanting to see me, or the game is over as soon as I tell her what I truly feel.
Yeah, it's like the game is over though, and then you can skip to the victory, to the reward.
Right.
Like you didn't lose the game, you just fast forwarded the game, and both of you said like, how about we both win chess? We've both won.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and that's I have actually one tangible thing that I've been doing that actually skips the game entirely. And that is like on dating apps, probably the second message that I send nowadays is like, "Hey, what are you looking for on
Yes.
like in dating? Like what brings you to this app right now? Like what are you looking for?" And a lot of women will just straight up say like, "Oh, I'm looking for a long-term type relationship." And then I'll be like, okay, I'm actually looking for something more like casual and fun and not long term or serious, but I hope you find what you're looking for. And then I'll just send it off with that, and that completely like bypasses all the machinations, the games. It bypasses all of that, and I can go find. I've found girls that are actually into like when I say like, oh yeah, I just would like something more casual and fun. Like, is that something you would also be down for? And then they're like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, that's what I want. And then I'm like, oh wow, it was this easy the whole time. And that's one thing I got
Yes.
from this group. Like when you showed posts of your text, like saying exactly what you want and being honest about it, I was just like, so he got what he wanted, even though he was honest. Okay, I guess I'll use that too. So that's really helped out.
Yeah, of course you get what you want. Like, if I walk into an ice cream store, like this is how most people do dating. If I walk into an ice cream store and the guy at the front, the woman at the front thing, it's always a women in ice cream stores. I swear to God, only women work in ice cream places. I go in there and she's like, "Hi, what would you like?" If I'm like, "All right, we got to start. Daddy's going to start playing his chess game now." Okay. It's a little too hot today for vanilla. And she's like, "Okay, so you don't want vanilla. Okay. Yeah, and you know what? I had caramel a week ago. And I think I might be in the mood for something a little different than what I had a week ago." And she's like, "Okay. So you don't want vanilla and you don't want caramel. Like, what do you want?" You're like, "It could be the day for chocolate." And she's like, "Oh, okay, I can get you chocolate." And you're like, "Hang on. I didn't say I wanted chocolate. Don't be so needy, little girl. Looks like I have all the power right now." And she's like, "Okay, like, am I making you chocolate? Like, what the fuck do you want?" And you're just playing this fucking game. Like, you're fucking around. You're literally fucking around and playing yourself, thinking that you're winning. And a lot of women, a lot of people will play that game with you too. Because they're like, "Oh shit, you have to play games." So maybe in this example, the ice cream lady starts playing a fucking game with you too. And she's like, "Well, I could give you spearmint, but only nerds get spearmint." And you're like, a shit test. I see I've been shit tested, my lady. Well, you're a dumb bitch. And then she's like, "Oh shit, he negged me. Oh fuck." Like, you're literally just fucking around, bro. It's like walk into the ice cream store and say, "Hi, can I please have chocolate ice cream?" And she'll go, "Sure, one scoop or two. Two, please." "Great. You want it in a waffle cone?" "Yeah." And then 2 minutes later, you're eating your fucking ice cream. And she's happy because you paid her and you weren't an annoying customer. And you're happy because you got your fucking ice cream. Like, you're allowed the thing you want. And lots of people, if they're honest with themselves, will say, and most people are not honest about this, but if they're honest with themselves, they actually get something out of playing games in dating. Like, they genuinely
Mm.
like the thrill of like fucking around. And maybe it's a harsh term calling it fucking around. If you're like that, literally just admit it. But stop saying that it's necessary or mandatory, because it isn't. Stop saying that you can't be honest and you have to play games, because that's not true. If you like the game, then genuinely just admit that. Say, "I like it. I find it fun. It's a form of banter or flirting for me." Be like, "Cool. So you like flirting, but you don't like game." Those are two different things. And by the way, I'm someone that loves flirting. Here's what you do if you want to get the best of both worlds: be ridiculously honest and upfront from the very beginning and just say exactly what you want. Like, walk up to a woman, just say, "Hi, you're really cute. I wanted to come say hi. Are you single? I'd love to take you out for a drink or a coffee sometime." Just fucking straight to the point. Or on the dating app, just say exactly what you want. And then when you're on a date, flirt your fucking tits off. Flirt like crazy. Like, do you know how much I flirt and banter in bed, especially? Like, one of my favorite dynamics is like, I'm the dom and she's the naughty little brat. And that's a game. We're playing a game, but we're both agreeing and we both want to play that game and we both have a smile on our face the entire time and we're enjoying it. We're not trying to get something from the other person. It's both of us consensually enjoying the game. So if you like flirting, if you like game, if you like banter, fucking do it. Just do it after you know that she's interested. Because a lot of the time we play all these games, like you were kind of hinting at before, We play all these games. We think we have to run game. And then finally you get to the point where you try and just make a move on her. And she's like, oh, I'm not single. Or I only want something long term. And you're like, fuck. But I just played this chess match for the last like 25 minutes or like several hours on a date. I bounced her between venues. My game was fucking sick. Like I was bantering. I fucking negged her a few times. I was like escalating and kinoing and all of that. And then we got to the point of sex and she's like, oh, I'm not one of those girls who just has sex on the first date. I'm looking for a relationship. And you're like, fucking bitch. And it's like, she didn't do anything, man. You didn't fucking say what you wanted. Like, what the fuck? Like, she's just sitting there playing games with you too. Like, that's equally on her. Like, she could have been honest. I really appreciate when a woman tells me immediately, like, I want something long term. Fucking chef's kiss, love you for that. So both genders could benefit from being a bit more honest and upfront. And like you said, they would get what they want. You get what you want so much easier. And has there been any times when you've been honest so far, like since coming to the coaching, where something terrible happened when you were honest? Like, has the world fallen apart from your honesty?
No, not a single time.
Bro, the worst that happens, like, fuck. I hit on this girl like a couple of days ago. I got her phone number. First message I sent to her was like, hey, it was cool meeting you. You're super hot, like, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to grab that coffee. And she's like, yeah, I'd like that. And I was like, to be honest and upfront, I'm looking for something casual, ongoing, friends with benefits where we add a lot to each other's lives. And I also see other women. If you're cool with both of those things, we'll grab that coffee. If not, no hard feelings. Beautiful. I hope you find what you're looking for. And she replied with, wow, that isn't what I'm looking for, but you seem like such a great guy. Thank you for telling me this. I'm a one-man kind of woman, but I really hope you have a nice day. Thank you for talking to me. It was great meeting you. That's the worst that happens when you're honest. Is someone's like, I hope the rest of your life is great. And you're like, oh, no, I got brutally rejected. She hoped that the rest of my life is good. Like, she said, thank you for my honesty. Fuck, I've been hurt.
Right.
Like, it rarely ever goes, like, bad. And if it does, it's so rare that you just can immediately appreciate maybe that woman's just having a really shit day. Like, if you're honest and some woman tells you to fuck off or something, or she's mean to you, it's so rare that you have compassion for her. You're like, holy shit, what the fuck is wrong? Like, is she okay?
Yeah, it's just that rare. And that was the exact text that you just said, where you actually sent that text and she responded favorably. Like, when I saw that in the group and she was down for it, I was just like, so you can be this honest and girls will respond favorably and would still like to see you. That's the thing that shifted my entire paradigm to where, so I don't have to do all this other stuff. Like, I don't have to play all these games. And I had no idea there were people that actually liked to play the game or like to do these things. I know there's people that are like financially tied to doing that kind of stuff, but I only tried doing that in the past because I thought I had to. I thought there was no other way to communicate your intentions toward the woman and then try to ask them on a date. I thought the games was like completely necessary and you had to say all these words, and I was just like, I can't remember all this stuff. What should I say next? And then when you were just saying, like, you can just be totally honest and say like if you're talking to a girl, you're just like, yeah, I actually don't know what I'm saying and I'm kind of nervous right now, and I think you're really pretty and I would like to take you out at some point. And then like the worst she's gonna say is like, oh, I'm not interested, or oh, I have a boyfriend, or all these kinds of things. But it's not the world ending thing that's gonna happen. And it would be even worse if you were actually putting on all these, like, this whole charade and playing games. That's when you get the actual brutal rejection, where you're playing a character that you're not,
Yes.
like, you're not being yourself authentically. That's when girls will be like, oh, just no, or like they'll tell you to f off or whatever. That's when you're not being yourself.
Yeah, because you're basically being almost like this is a harsh term, but like sleazy car salesman. Like if you're running game, like really hardcore game, and you're never ever being honest or authentic, people can tell they're not stupid. Like, we started this interview with saying you used to think women can read minds. I will say, like, they can't read minds, obviously, but like, they have a better, more finely tuned sense of when someone is playing games with them. Because for men, we don't like it when women play games with us, like generally, like obviously. So we're a little bit decent at figuring out when a woman is playing games with us. But for women, there's safety involved. Like literally, she's smaller, she's more fragile. Men, if you really wanted to, could do whatever you wanted to the vast majority of women. Like there are consequences and ethics, and we don't want to do that anyway. But like, we're bigger. We physically can overpower women. And so they need, like it is a survival mechanism to be tuned in to when a guy might be lying or having a hidden agenda or trying to get something from her or any of that. She needs to be a little more cautious with that. There's also social consequences. If she just gives up her pussy to any man that wants it, there are social ramifications for that. And in the past, before contraceptives, there were very big ramifications for that. You get pregnant out of wedlock with someone else's child. Jesus Christ, that's a great way to become a pariah in society, you know, like 100 or so years ago, even like 70 years ago. So not that long ago. Whereas for men, if you bang more women, everyone's like, yeah, good job, buddy. Like you get a pat on the back for the most part. And so women, just generally speaking, are a little bit better. Not a whole lot, but a little bit better at telling when a man is being disingenuous, because they kind of have to be good at it. And so when you go out there and play games, a lot of women can tell. They can tell that you're being that sleazy, and I don't like that word. So maybe we'll say whatever a better word is. You're being that disingenuous, like pickup guy, or like the salesman that's too pushy and isn't just being honest and authentic with you. You know, honesty and authenticity would be walking up and saying, "I find you really cute, and I wanted to come say hi," or "I'm really nervous right now, but fuck it, I thought I would say hi to you anyway." And I love being honest. Like there are times I might walk past a woman and I'm just not in the mood to talk or whatever, like I'm just, you know, having one of those days. I'll walk past her and then something in my brain will be like, come on, buddy, like go say hi. And I'll turn around and just kind of look at her and she'll be like sitting on a bench or something. And I'll be like, come on, Andy, just go say hi. Come on. The conversation will last for a couple of minutes. Then you can go, like, just go say hi. And she'll look up and see me staring at her. And a lot of guys would be like, oh, fuck, that's creepy. Like, fuck, like, what do I do now? And I'm like, well, come on now, Andy. She looked at you, she smiled, and then she looked away like, come on, go say hi. And in that moment, rather than just walking over and pretending I wasn't creeping on her or pretending I wasn't looking at her, I wasn't creeping on her, but like pretending I wasn't looking at her, I just walk over and I'm honest. I literally walk over and say like, hey, I walked past you and then I kind of stood there looking at you for a couple of minutes. I was trying to like work up the energy or the courage or whatever to come say hi, and fuck it, I thought you're pretty, so I came to say hi. There's been times, bro, that I'm just like not in the mood to talk. And I'll walk past a woman like 3 times. Like maybe I'm going for a really long walk or something. I'll walk like past her and then 15 minutes later, I'm walking back the other way and I see her again. And she's acknowledged, like seen me both times. I just say that. I'm like, hey, I walked past you like 20 minutes ago and I thought you were super cute. And then I saw that you were here again and fuck it, I came to say hi. I wanted to say hi. Like if you can get to that level of honesty, women know that you're not playing games at that point, because who the fuck would admit that? Who the fuck would admit, I'm so nervous and I'm not confident and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing and I'm scared right now and fuck it, I came to say hi. And so you actually get rewarded usually, not all the time, but usually for your deep autistic honesty. Or if you're able to say, look, I'm just really stressed and I'm nervous about this. I don't think my dick is going to fully work tonight. Do you want to do other things? Do you want to foreplay? Do you want to cuddle? Do you want to have a kiss? How about I go down on you? We'll just do other stuff. It'll be fun. We'll use some toys, whatever. If you're able to be that honest, they know you're not playing games at that point. Because like, again, who the fuck would admit that? And that vulnerability, women literally fucking love vulnerability. Not all of them are good with it, I will say that. Some women are not very good at handling your vulnerability. But the vast majority of them are just like, fucking finally, I found a man who is willing to share his fucking feelings, which we collectively, womanhood, have been saying to men since the dawn of time. Please open up to us more. Please talk about your feelings with me. Are you okay, honey? Like, what's on your mind? Like, women have been saying that shit since the dawn of time. And I think most men have been through 1 or 2 experiences where their honesty wasn't handled very well. Like, we've all been through something where we were honest and it was rejected. And then from that, we go, fuck, I should never be honest ever again. It's like, no, 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 no. I know you were rejected, but our brains hang on to that pain and we forget all the times that our honesty and vulnerability was taken well or received well. And so if we're able to go out there and be a little bit more honest, we can start to build more examples of like women who are like, thank you for being honest with me. Or that's cool that you went through that. Or holy shit, you were honest with me. I want to be more honest with you. And when you've started to be more honest with these women, and you've even been honest with men, like you were honest with your dad and a bunch of other examples, but let's just stick with women for a second. As you've started to be more honest with the women that you've dated, have they started opening up to you in return?
Yeah. When I go first in being honest, it's like giving them permission to share with me as well, and then they'll tell me about certain things like in their past that may have led up to this current moment. I find that women are pretty honest about their emotions in general, but then like the red pill kind of makes you think like, oh, she's just saying that because she's trying to get this out of you, or she's trying to manipulate you into this. And I'm just like, now it's more like, oh, like this is something that she's just she's sharing with me, and it's just something that she's felt before, and she wouldn't have felt comfortable to share that if I didn't share about myself first.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you talk there about, like, at first you were sort of thinking, or the red pill told you, like, oh shit, she's just opening up as a manipulation tactic. That's just because if you yourself are using manipulation tactics, and I talk about a lot of game is manipulation. Like, manipulation is literally just trying to get someone else to do something, but without telling them that you're trying to influence their behavior. That is manipulation. If you just tell them, like if you say, I would like you to do this thing for me, do you want to do that? That's not manipulation anymore. So literally just telling someone immediately stops it from being manipulation. Just tell the person and then they're on the same team as you. But because most of the red pill and most of dating, let's be honest, most dating advice is based on some subtle forms of manipulation. And I'm not saying that's evil or bad or wrong. It is literally people just using the only tools that they have. Like literally the only tools in their repertoire is I have to subtly manipulate other people because I don't know how to just ask for what I want. So I don't denigrate manipulation. But if you yourself, as the man, are manipulating women, then yeah, no shit, you're just going to accuse them of manipulating you. And a lot of the red pill, a lot of dating, accuses the other side of manipulation. And if you just drop the whole games, like if you put your sword down or set aside the chessboard and say, okay, we're not going to play this game. You take your boxing gloves off. I'm not going to fight you. Woman, I'm just going to be honest with you. A lot, not all of them, but most women will take off their boxing gloves. They'll put down their sword. They'll push aside their chess pieces and they'll go, okay, please don't fucking hurt me right now because I'm scared too, but I'll try being honest with you. And has that been your experience that sometimes women are really scared when you first start being honest with them? They're almost like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, where's the hidden camera? Why are you being honest with me? And is it safe for me? I get that you're being honest with me first, Ken, but like, is it safe for me to be honest with you? Like, is there almost a hesitation from their side of things at the start?
Yes. There's like, you start to see them lower
Yeah.
their defense barrier because you're lowering your own defense barrier, and it's not all at once that they start pouring out everything to you. But if you notice that the girl has like a higher, like, more defenses up, uh and then your energy of, especially being non-judgmental, like, and I came into the group like pretty hard, like judgmental about a lot of stuff, but being non-judgmental and being that like kind of space for them to share, like, really has led to some beautiful moments that I've had with women. Like, there was one situation with a girl that I was seeing where um she was having some sort of, like, let's say, like, medical issue or whatever, and it was
Mm.
like really embarrassing for her. But then because I was just like so, like, chill about it, she was able to I was able to get her through it, and it wasn't like a big traumatizing moment for her. And because she was in like a vulnerable state, I was just like, let me share something about myself and like about how I feel so that you don't feel as bad, and then we don't create more barriers between us, or more barriers in communication. When I shared those things about myself, she was able to like calm down and relax and just chill again, and it was because I was open and honest with her.
Yeah, and sometimes that really is just all honesty requires. Like, just share something a little vulnerable of yourself, like something that you're worried the other person will judge you for,
Hmm.
and you go first, especially as the man. Like, you share first, and then people, like women, will reciprocate. But I think a lot of guys will sit there and go, like, I want honesty. I want that trust. Like, most people want trust in a relationship. No shit. But trust literally requires you to share something. Like, one of you has, or both of you have to share something, and that's how you build trust. I think a lot of people want trust and demand trust and feel entitled to trust and loyalty. Like, those are things that people just take as a given in a relationship. They're like, he better be loyal to me, or she, better not cheat on me. And it's like, you haven't done shit. Maybe not shit. You haven't done as much as you could to build trust. You haven't been as vulnerable. Like, so many people, especially if we're going to talk about cheating, just say like, a good partner shouldn't cheat. And like, they never talk about it. Like, they're never like, have you ever considered cheating on me? Have you ever looked at someone else and wanted to fuck them? And the answer basically to every human being is like, yes, of course I have. Okay, what are we going to do if you're ever in a moment where you could cheat on me? How can I help you not cheat on me? In other words, how can I help you be loyal to me? And how can you keep me accountable and help me be loyal to you? Like, talking about this stuff, it builds that trust. And the same as like, even just in a casual relationship, it's like for people that want really great sex, which I don't know any human being who's like, let's have sex that's really terrible. Everyone wants better sex. Everyone wants more money. Like we all, the brain wants more fulfilling connections and engagements and relationships. That's just what our soul wants. But if you don't talk about it, if you're not vulnerable about sex and what's on your bucket list and things you want to try and things you don't like and your own body and the way it works and the zones on your body that feel the best and the blowjob techniques that feel the best for you, if you don't talk about that, in other words, if you're not honest and vulnerable, you're just not going to have good sex. And when I was deep in the red pill stuff or deep in that dating advice, I had some good sex, but a lot of the time it was just a complete gamble, man, because I didn't feel like I could talk to them. I didn't feel like I could just be honest. And so I just had to hope that the sex was good. And sometimes it is, but a lot of the time it's just clumsy and awkward because you don't know what each other are thinking. You don't know what turns each other on. You don't know how to drive her insane. You don't know what will make her orgasm because every woman's body is a little bit different. And she doesn't know anything about you or what feels good. So you're in the middle of getting like a mediocre blowjob, but you can't just speak up and be like, hey, would you mind changing this? Or would you try this? Or hey, can we do this? You just have to sit there and basically take it. And a lot of my dating experiences in the red pill were just like average. I had a lot of average dates, a lot of average sex, a lot of average conversations because I was just over here in my own bubble, in my own headspace. She was over there in her own headspace. And we didn't really connect and share in the
Hmm.
middle. You're missing the communication.
Right. And that's something I experienced with a girl, like as we get to know each other, like those breakdown in barriers actually leads to
Mm.
much better sex.
Yes.
And then I find like your advice of you don't have to be 100% honest all at once. You can just work on being 1% more honest, 1% more honest next time, 1% more honest the next time, and just getting slightly better at being more open with your feelings. You don't have to do it all at once because it might just be too difficult to just like drop all your barriers and leave yourself completely vulnerable. But if you allow yourself just a little bit more honesty, a little bit more honesty next time, it it allows for actual progress rather than trying to, it's almost like trying to jump from level 1 to level 100. If you're just like, I got to be 100% honest all the time, and it really helps to have that progression.
Yeah, dude. I wrote an article years ago. It's to this date my favorite piece of content that I've ever made. It's called Honesty is an Ideal That You Work Towards. And I literally say exactly what you just said. Rather than thinking you have to be 100% honest immediately today just because you watched Ken and I talk about honesty. No, see it as like a perfect ideal. Like one day I'll be perfectly honest with every human being, but I'll slowly walk there. And maybe I never get there. I talked about this in the article. I don't think I am ever going to be 100% honest. Like maybe I'm wrong. Like, I don't know. Maybe one day I can be 100% honest with every single human being on the planet. I'm not there yet. I'm not even close to that. But I'm just taking a little step forward to be a little bit more honest, a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more raw, a little bit more real. Maybe you might say a little bit more myself rather than trying to get other people's approval and saying what I think they want to hear and all of that. I'm just trying to be a little more me every day. But that's an ideal that you work towards. And what can happen if you watch a video like this, or you read Byron Katie or David Hawkins or any of those people, and you're like, oh fuck, honesty is great, I'm just going to be honest. Sometimes people are really clumsy with their honesty at the start. I think most of us are, or a lot of us are. And you just basically like trauma dump on someone. You just like verbal diarrhea, blurt out all of this honesty at them. And some autistic people that I've worked with have gone through this themselves. They're like, people tell me they want me to be honest. So I was autistically honest because I'm literally autistic. I was honest. And then they shame me or they act weird, or because I broke a social convention that I didn't even know existed. I broke a social rule and now I'm like dead to them or something because I was too honest. They said, does this dress make me look fat? And I was like, yeah, you look obese. And then they never talked to me again. It's like, but you fucking asked me for honesty, right? What am I supposed to fucking do? Like lie to you? Like, oh, okay, apparently you want me to lie to you. So like, sometimes we're very clumsy with our honesty at the start because the thing that we're missing is compassion for the other person. And so that is the beautiful, like when you marry those two ideas together, that's when this really starts to be fun. Because at the start, most of us will just be honest, but clumsy. And so we'll say to a girl, hey, I don't want to see you again because I don't find you attractive. And she'll be like, oh, fuck. Well, fuck you. Like, and maybe she'll even say something mean back to you, or she'll just be hurt and you'll feel really bad and you'll be like, fuck, but I was honest. Why do I feel so bad? And it's like, would you like it if someone said to you, I'm not seeing you again because you're unattractive? You wouldn't like that. So pairing that with compassion and finding ways to be honest while still being compassionate, or while throwing in some compassion, is like an art. I'd say it's an art. It's something that you only get decent at from practice. You find kinder ways of saying things. And really, for me, I only figured out a lot of that stuff from just being really clumsy with my honesty. And that's why I say you don't have to be perfect with it. You're trying your best. The other person is trying their best too. But honesty can be a little clumsy. Did you feel a little clumsy? Like when you first started, okay, I'm going to be a bit more honest? Is it like, what the fuck do I even say?
Yeah, it was always trying to find the right words for it. I was always really like
Yeah.
hesitant about being super honest, and then I had to like, well, instead of trying to lie or trying to hide my feelings, what are the right words that, or what are some better words that I can use to try to
Mm.
find my way towards honesty, or find my way towards saying this thing that should be said or needs to be said?
Yeah. And you can figure that out with her, like with the woman that you're talking to, with other people. Like a lot of the time we think I have to have the right words and be honest in a very compassionate, perfect way. And I got to figure that out before I talk to the person. It's like, no, 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 no. You can talk to them about that exact conversation. You can say, hey, there's something I want to be honest about, and I don't really know how to say it. Do you mind if we just talk? And they'll be like, okay, like, sure, what's on your mind? And then you're like, well, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this, but like, fuck. And then they'll be like, just say it. It's okay. And you're like, okay. And my favorite sentence is to say, and I've said it a couple of times in this podcast, I say, this is probably going to sound a bit clumsy, or I can't think of a nice way to say this. Like, I just say that. I literally say that to the other person. I'm like, look, I can't think of the nicest way to say this. So I'm just going to say it, and then we can deal with it and talk about it. I'm not feeling the chemistry with you or something, or I feel like I'm not really enjoying our sex, or here's the thing I want from you. I really want to kiss you. Like, I've even been honest about that sometimes. Sometimes I'm on a date. Like, this doesn't happen as much anymore, but even then it happens sometimes. You're on a date. You really want to kiss her. The mood just doesn't seem right or something, or the conversation is flowing so intensely and effortlessly that there's almost not a pause for you to like say, can I kiss you? Or do you want to kiss? And so sometimes I'll just be like, hey, there's something on my mind. Like, and I'm trying to think of a nice, smooth way to say this, but I can't think of it. Fuck it. Like, you're really pretty. I really want to kiss you. And if you don't want to kiss, like, fair enough. But like, I've just literally been sitting here staring at your lips wanting to kiss you. And then she'll go, oh, okay. You can kiss me. And you're like, oh shit, okay. And then you make out. Like, it doesn't always have to be smooth. And you can include the other person in that process of you trying to refine your words. Like, you can literally say to them, I don't know a smooth, great way of saying this. But do you mind if, like, you're literally saying, can you help me think of a good way to say this? Can you literally help me refine the words that I'm like, because I'm clumsy, can you help me refine these words? And most of the time they will. And they appreciate you asking them to, because everyone likes to feel useful. You're literally helping them open up to you. Like, you're letting them help you open up to them. That was a confusing sentence, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And people want to help. Like, women want to help. It wasn't you. It was one of the other coaching clients that's in the group right now. He and I are doing one-on-one coaching. And the other day he said to me, I had a realization that women don't want you to fail shit tests. They want you to pass shit tests. They are literally trying to see if you're capable or strong enough, or if you can take a joke, or if you're cool and chill enough to banter with them a little bit. They want you to pass it, not to fail it. And I've found the same with honesty, is that the vast majority of women want me to succeed at my honesty because it benefits them if I'm more honest with them. They literally get the truth and they don't get lied to. Who the fuck wants to be lied to? I mean, some people do, but most of us don't want to be lied to. So most women want you to succeed at honesty. And that's why you can say to them, can you help me be more honest? You can literally just say that. Can you help me with my honesty?
Right. And that's something I'm just picking up now. Like, that's something I can use in a conversation later on down the line.
Yeah, there's layers to honesty, bro. Like, one of the guys in the coaching group right now, Victor, he's been on the channel a few times. He says in his log quite a few times, dude, he's like, I'm realizing there's even more levels to honesty. And he's one of the most honest, autistic, honest people I've ever met in my life. And every couple of weeks, he's like, wow, Andy, like he'll do the thing that you did and that most clients do, where they'll sit there like trying to figure out, what do I text this girl? Or like, I have this problem or this situation with a girl. I'm trying to figure it out. Can you guys help me figure it out? Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I want. Here's what I'm feeling. And every single time I see that question or that discussion in the coaching, I'm like, what if you just copy pasted everything you wrote to us, copy paste that to her? And every single time you guys, like a light goes off in your brain and you're like, wait, I can do that? And that's happened recently with Victor, still to this day, where he'll have a sit and I'll be like, bro, why don't you just say this to her? And he's like, oh, fuck yeah, I didn't think of that. Okay. I'm still learning more honesty. It's just such a fucking cheat code, man. It's like, instead of discussing this with the boys, and girls do the same shit, they'll get with their girlfriends and they'll all discuss, like, what should we do with this guy? What do you think this means? And it's like, why don't you just like fucking ask her or ask him? Sorry. Like, why don't you just fucking say that to the other person? But we're afraid, man. We're just afraid.
Yeah. Because it's almost like the unknown is on the other side of honesty. It's like, if I throw this out there, like if I throw the truth out there, what is this response going to be from the void? I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going to happen on the other side of this honesty or this truth. And that's the scary thing. It's just that you don't know what's gonna happen, but you do know what's gonna happen if you lie or if you hide. You just get to be in your safe, armor, and you get to be safe behind your defenses. But you don't know what's gonna be on the other side of honesty, and that's I guess that's the adventure.
Bro, that was like the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Yeah, and there is a safety in lying, isn't there? Like, it's fucking comforting. It's so weird, but it's so comforting because you know what's going to happen. You're like, I can lie and then they won't dig any deeper. They won't ask me to be vulnerable with them because I can just tell a lie and then tell them what they want to hear and then they'll leave me alone. Like there's a safety in that, bro. And you're right. Like putting down your shield and your weapons and putting aside your chessboard and just being honest feels fucking scary. The first like maybe 50 times you do it, maybe like 20 times you do it, maybe 10 times because you don't know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
And like you really do need that evidence that it will be okay. And I think what you said is the solution is to admit you don't know what's going to happen when you're honest. You might watch all my videos, you might listen to Ken, you might listen to all of us and go, okay, these guys say that honesty is okay, but I don't know if I trust these random fucking dickheads on the internet. Like, what if they're lying to me? We're not lying, but like, like imagine we do a whole podcast about honesty and we're just lying. Like, fucking hell. But
Yeah.
you still yourself don't know if you trust us. And you have thoughts in your head of maybe it doesn't apply to me. Maybe Ken is an alpha male and so he can be fucking honest. Maybe Andy's a big dick Chad god and so he can be honest, but I'm a little fucking pussy bitch and so I can't be honest. Like you have excuses in your head as to why you can't be honest or thoughts, fears and insecurities. But the answer is to just take a deep breath and say, I don't know what's going to happen. Let me go on an adventure, as you phrased it, and see. And this really is just, I have no expectations, only curiosity. And whatever happens will be okay. And a sentence that you said a lot in the coaching that really helped you was to just say, and that's okay at the end of it.
Mm.
So you can literally just say, I don't know what's going to happen when I'm honest. Maybe she brutally rejects me and laughs in my face and calls me a tiny dick, pussy little bitch. And that would be okay. Like if that happens, that's okay.
Yeah, and that's okay. That saying has it significantly reduced the anxiety that I feel in life. Like I'm not even normally an anxious person, but when there's moments of like I'm worried about something or freaking out about something or just like having that inner tension when I think or say the words and that's okay, it's like all of that just kind of drops and I'm like, oh yeah, that is okay. I can just kind of relax and don't need to freak out about it. Like now, after the coaching, compared to before when I was just coming off of like all that like red pill stuff, the red pill stuff
Mm.
like had me in almost like a near constant state of tension where I'm just like, well, if I want to talk to that girl, how do I approach and what do I say? Like, how can I manipulate the situation to be in my favor? Like there was always this tension, this inner tension. Like every text was, oh man, what am I gonna write? Like I don't even know what
Yeah.
I'm gonna write. Every single text, and there was tension around the whole entire process of dating. And then coming to the coaching is like, you can let dating be fun. You can just be honest and you don't have to play the games. None of that stuff is necessary. And I was just like, you mean I can relax? I could have relaxed this whole time. And like,
I'm allowed to chill the fuck out. Are you serious? Like, yeah.
I feel so much less tension in my body in general and then in the dating process in general. Like I can just say and that's okay and be honest and that's so much more of a, it's like free and open versus red pill. Like red pill is like you always have to learn the newest bit of information, the newest tactic or the newest like idea or whatever. You have to stay up to date with all this stuff. But then with honesty is like it just comes from truth and truth never
Yeah.
changes. So it's like be honest and you can just relax. Like you can just relax in the truth.
Yeah. There's a quote. I can't remember who said it. If you're honest, you never have to remember anything. You can literally let go of all the rules and the pickup artist stuff and the conversation text game and all of that stuff. And if you guys like that, great. Like have fun with that. Like I
Yeah.
like to flirt and banter a little bit when I text. Like that stuff's fun. I'm not saying, but if you think that you have to do that, it's just stressful. And most dating advice, or a huge portion of dating advice, focuses on what you're doing wrong. And they literally like go on YouTube, just type in dating advice wrong And there's like millions of videos. Here's 5 things you're doing wrong when you text this girl. Here's the reason why she broke up with you and you're a fucking tiny dick loser dork. Here's the 7 reasons why you're fucking up your first dates. Like, here's 20 things you should never do. Here's the body language things you should never do, or she'll think you're a pussy, bitch, loser, cuck, dork, faggot, beta male, deserve to die, piece of shit, fuck you, piece of shit. Like, that's the energy of most of the videos, right? Like, I'm better than you and you're a piece of shit if you do this. And it's like, fuck, man, now I just feel like I'm getting gangbang bullied by the fucking internet. Like, that is most social media, bro. Like, there are entire fucking industries built on that. There are entire personalities. Like, maybe I won't name any, but like, I'm sure you can all think of your favorite person who tells you what you're doing wrong all the time and makes you feel inferior and insecure. And at first, there's almost addiction to that, because you're like, okay, this person is literally low-key or sometimes just straight up insulting and bullying me and putting me down and making me feel like I'm not good enough and I'm doing all this shit wrong. Fuck, if they're telling me everything I'm doing wrong, I should probably listen to them because they'll help fix me. But like, that comes from an inherently weak position or an inherently unstable position of making you feel like you're not good enough. And why would the person who's not good enough then go out and talk to lots of women or build the business or bust his ass in the gym? If you're not good enough, why would you try? And so some people take that message and say, I'm not good enough. And they do go hard. They're motivated. They bust their ass. They eventually become what they feel is good enough. They succeed. Good. Brilliant. But what happens in the majority of people, this is basic fucking human psychology. It's something called operant conditioning. When we are bullied, when we are told we are not good enough, when people focus on the things that we're doing wrong, most people eventually quit because they try and try and try. And they make changes and they improve things and they get better with their confidence or their looks or their conversation skills. They read all the fucking instruction manuals. They pay for the coaching. They pay for the boot camps. They do all that and they improve all that shit. And then because the person who's selling that stuff has built up a monument of telling you what you're doing wrong, a monument of wrongs, there's always going to be one more thing, because that's how they market their content. That's the content they do, is telling you what you're doing wrong. And so you're going to keep fixing all of those things that you're supposedly doing wrong. And in reality, you're not doing anything wrong, but like, you feel like you're doing it wrong. You're going to fix all that. And then there's the next book to buy, or the next, maybe you even listen to everything that content creator has to say and you change it all and you go, wow. And maybe he even says to you in a comment, I'm proud of you, son. And you go, wow, I did it. And then you go on YouTube and the algorithm recommends you the next content creator who's telling you other things you're doing wrong. And you go, oh, fuck. There's more that I'm doing wrong. And that is an endless cycle that you can play until the day you fucking die. Like, there is always going to be infinite things. Bro, I have had comments on my YouTube channel. I've gone on other people's podcasts and shit, and people will be like, this Andy guy's doing this and this and this wrong. They'll list all the things that I'm doing wrong. And I'm like, bro, we could play that game for infinity. If you followed me around and watched me talk to girls, I am doing 17,000 things wrong. And guess what? She still sleeps with me. We have a great experience. We connect. It's deep. It's beautiful. It's meaningful. You don't need to be perfect. And even if you could be perfect, one man's definition of perfect is completely different from the other man's. And so I'm going to do one thing, and one of the men will be like, yeah, he did that perfectly. The next guy will be like, no, my good sir, that was wrong. He was a cuck for doing that. And then the other guy will say, no, he wasn't. He was an alpha male for doing that. Like, for instance, is it alpha for you to open a door for a woman? Half of the world would say yes, like the conservatives, like those people would be like, yeah, a man should provide for a woman. You should be opening the door. And then lots of guys would be like, no, that's simping, bro. You're a cock if you open the door for a woman. So it's like, so you guys can't even agree on what I'm doing right or wrong. So that's why in my content, you will almost never hear me. I sometimes put it in a title to make you beautiful motherfuckers click on it, but you will almost never hear me talk about what you're doing wrong. I did a video like 2 months ago called like, here's what you're doing wrong in dating. Immediately in the first 5 seconds, I was like, hey, basically I got you. You're not doing anything wrong. You're doing everything right. You're doing a really good job. You're doing a bunch of things that are awesome. And then we're just going to slowly improve them. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. There's nothing that needs fixing. You're not broken. You're not fucked. You're not unlovable. You're not unworthy. We are starting from a point of like, you are good enough as you are right now. And if you would like to improve, beautiful. That's what self-improvement is for. But you're not bad. you're not wrong and you're not broken.
Right. And that's so much more of a better space or a better energy to come from and to learn and absorb the information rather than you're trash and you're never going to be able to do this unless you take my course or whatever. Like that is most of the advice that I see on YouTube. And then the reason I got into your coaching specifically was one, it was based off of it started from me getting into like Good Looking Loser and Chris from Good Looking Loser stuff and all that stuff, and I was just like, well, the site's gone now, where am I gonna go? And then I went to the forum, and then I heard about you through the forum, and then all your content, and I was just like, okay, here's this guy, let's see what he has to say. And you were saying stuff about like being honest, and I was just like, why would I be honest? That's crazy. That, like everyone else says, don't be honest, and like figure out these 10 texting tips and whatnot. And
Yeah.
the thing about you especially is that you're not some high up there guru or whatever who never makes mistakes and whatnot. It was like you've had a lot of experience, and you are willing to share that experience, and you even still like make mistakes yourself, and it's not like they're not even considered mistakes. It's just you're not portraying yourself to be perfect. Whereas a lot of these other like YouTubers will be like, or content creators will be like, oh yeah, I do this and I get these results, here are my receipts, and if you want to be like me, join our coaching down below. And I'm like, but they don't seem as real as Andy. They don't seem like they don't share as much of their mistakes as Andy does. And then even in the coaching, you're just like, oh yeah, here's what I'm going through. Here's the issues I'm having. And I was just like, oh, well then, like it allowed me to relax so much inside my own body where I was just like, oh, okay, I don't have to be perfect and I can still get the results that I would like. Like I don't have to be this perfect guy, and I can just relax into it. And I didn't even know I was allowed to do that. So that's what your coaching like really helped me feel.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I try and be. At this point, it's not even something that I'm consciously thinking of doing. It's just like I'm just being me in the coaching. But you're right. I do try and be, or I am, vulnerable and pretty honest in the coaching. I have my own progress log in there. And since you've left, actually, because you finished up coaching like a couple of weeks ago, was I writing down my approaches and stuff in my progress log, or is that something I've only done since you left?
I caught a couple of them before I left.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've been doing that every day now. So I just post, I'm like, I talked to this girl, here's how the conversation went, here's what she said. Like I'm writing down every single approach that I'm doing. And I like that. Like it's obviously more effort for me. Like because I talk to a girl and then I sit there on my phone for like, 3 minutes, 5 minutes writing something to the group. But like, I kind of like that. It feels like more of an insight into me, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, showing you guys that like, not every single girl that I approach is super into me. Some of them are a little bit rude or they're grumpy or whatever. Like yeah, I like sharing that level of vulnerability. And I try and do that in the YouTube as well. It's just easier in a coaching group because I can quickly type it on the phone and all of that. But I feel like a lot of maybe most of the results that we've gotten in this coaching program over the years, I think a huge part of it is because I'm vulnerable. Like, think how hard it would be for me to try and get you guys to go out there and do something that you're scared of doing, whatever that might be. If you don't see me doing that, if I'm just sitting on my throne going, hey, you should work on yourself. And then you're like, are you working on yourself? And I'm like, don't worry about it. You shut up and listen to me. You'd be like, okay, well, like, and it also makes you feel inferior. I've found that if I think of myself as the guru who's like above all of you and better than all of you, that just inherently makes you feel worse than me. And isn't the goal of my content and my coaching to make you feel better about yourself, to show you that we're peers, that we're fellow human beings. There are some things that I'm good at because I just have more experience than you. There are some things you're good at that you're going to be better than me at because you have more experience. Like you, we haven't even talked about this shit, bro. We haven't even talked about business at all. We've been talking for an hour and a half. We haven't even talked about the progress that you made in business. But like, that was half of why you came to the coaching group. You wanted to improve business. Anyway, you, part of how you are making your money is through your art. You are ridiculously fucking good at drawing. You draw comics, like you are just insane. When I see your shit, I'm like, what the fuck? This looks like it's just a manga. Like it looks like I paid for this at a store. Like it doesn't look like my coaching client Ken made this. It just looks like he's showing me something that he bought. It's that level of like literally professional. And when I look at that, that doesn't mean that Ken is better than Andy. Like Ken is a better human being than Andy. Andy is inferior because Andy can't draw for shit. I can draw stick figures and that's about it. It's like that doesn't make you better. But if I present myself as knowing everything and I'm so good with women and I'm good with money and I'm good at all that shit, and I don't show you the vulnerable parts of me, you will assume that you're not as good as me. And then in that inferior mindset, like feeling like you're inferior, that makes it way harder for you to go out there and talk to women. Because you'll get bothered by every little struggle that you go through or every hurdle that you go through, every moment of like vulnerability, every moment of sadness, every time you feel hurt or rejected, you'll just think, well, Andy mustn't go through this shit because he's not telling me that he goes through this shit. So he must just be fine. He mustn't give a fuck. A girl, he probably never has a girl reject him. I bet he just goes out and talks to 10 girls and gets 10 phone numbers and has sex with 10 women. But if I share the things that I struggle with, if I share my doubts and insecurities and my neediness sometimes and the fact that I'm not perfect, that I'm not some happy, beautiful, enlightened being all the fucking time, like if I share that stuff with you guys, then you don't feel so damn alone. And that was the entire point of the coaching in the first place, right? To make guys or make people feel like they're not quite so alone. So yeah, you got to share, if you want that, you got to share the vulnerable parts of you as the coach or as the leader, as the advice giver. And I think you're right that most people don't, again, because they're really scared to. And I've had some conversations with other content creators that I collaborate with. Probably the best example of this is Amanda from Girlfriend Guide for Guys.
Mm-hmm.
She and I have had quite a few conversations off air, just personal conversations. And I won't share all the fucking details of those conversations, but one of the things is that she really wanted to start opening up and being vulnerable on her channel. And just like you said before, she's like, I don't know what will happen. Like, I don't know if all of a sudden they'll use that against me or they'll mock me. Like, I'm scared. I don't know what will happen. And I was like, I don't know what will happen either, Amanda, but I can only speak to what's happened for me. And the more vulnerable I've been with my audience, the more I have helped them. And the better I feel. I feel literally more, ironically, I feel more strong. It's not even ironic, but I feel more strong the more vulnerable I am because I share something deep that I'm really scared people are going to judge me for. Mm-hmm. I see that one or two people do judge me for it and nothing bad happens. Like, and that's okay. And then I'm like, holy shit, the thing I was terrified of isn't even a big deal. I am literally now stronger. I can show the vulnerable parts of me and they have become stronger. So I shared all of that with her and she basically immediately started being more vulnerable on her channel. And if any of you go and look at her channel over the last like roughly 3 months, she started being way more fucking vulnerable than she was before. She started talking about, she wouldn't mind me saying this because it's on the channel. She started talking about eating disorders that she had that she'd never fucking mentioned, like her own pain and insecurity in dating when she was in high school, her own like struggles and fears, and just like the content has radically changed. And now because she's owned that part of herself, other people who are going through their own pain or have their own shame or insecurity, they might now be brave enough to own that part of themselves too. So yeah, you inspire so many people when you're vulnerable enough and I guess humble enough to say, I don't know what's going to happen, but let me try being honest and vulnerable and let's just fucking see what happens.
Right. And by you like actually going first and being vulnerable as the person who's, the coach, like he's the one that knows everything. Like because you show that you have vulnerable moments too, or that you are in the trenches with us, like going through the same things that we're going through. It allows me to feel like, to be okay with being vulnerable as well. Like if I
Mm.
saw you being like this guy with no flaws and all that stuff, and I was just like, oh man, I have to be like that so I can like get girls, and I would be closing myself off to girls because I see you as like the person who has the results that I want, and then if I want the same results, I have to be like this person. But because you're showing and demonstrating in the coaching group that you can be vulnerable and still have great experiences with women, then I'm just like, oh, so I can do that too, and nothing bad will happen. And that just is so like powerful
Yeah.
with my experience like in coaching.
Yeah. It's the permission, and it is going first. And it was fucking scary. Like, I want to be honest. I was fucking terrified. I've been terrified to admit quite a few things on this channel and in my blog. The first big fear, like utter terrifying thing that I did, was the depression article and video. That was like the big thing that I was terrified. I basically cried nonstop for 2 weeks writing that. I was like reliving all of that depression history. And that was like a very emotional time. I was so drained at the end of those 2 weeks. And then when I posted it, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if people are going to use this against me. I hope this inspires someone else who's depressed or suicidal. And bro, like the day after I posted it, I had an email and someone said, I read your depression article. You should have just killed yourself. The world would have been better off. And I was like at first I was just heartbroken for like a week or two. I was like, holy fuck. I poured my heart and soul out to like 2 weeks of crying and just like purging all of that. And then someone told me I should kill myself. Like that was the response. Thanks, universe. That was the response. And it's like, no, that wasn't the only response. I still get emails years later. I've had a couple of people literally say I was going to kill myself and I had put a date in the calendar that I was going to kill myself. And every day I read your depression article over and over and over again. And then I started making some changes. And I'm sending you this email like 6 months after the date that I was supposed to kill myself. And I just want you to know that I'm happy and I'm living this life and all of that. And it's because you wrote that article. And I'm like, oh, fuck, it was worth it. And that person who said, you know, you should kill yourself, that person was the thing that I was the most afraid of in the entire world. Like I was so afraid that I would do this depression article and someone would tell me that I should have just died. And they fucking did. And I also had other people tell me, you weren't really depressed. You were just a little unhappy. Like, you've made this whole drama up. Like, you weren't even depressed. That's not real depression. Like, I was afraid of that too. That people would like gaslight me or not believe my story, like whatever. And so the things that I was the most scared of happened. And I felt some emotions. I felt heartbroken and sad for a week or two. And then I got over it. And I realized like the thing that I am most scared of happening just happened. And it's okay. And that brought me, like, I'm so grateful for whoever it was that told me to kill myself. Like, thank you. And I've had other emails like that where, like, you should just kill yourself. And I'm like, literally, thank you for doing the thing that I was sitting here worried would happen. Thank you for just getting it over and done with. Like, fucking God bless you. I'm so grateful that you did this. Otherwise, I would have been sitting around for years worrying about the first, like, fucking death threat I get or something. Thank you for doing it, like, speeding it up for me. Fucking thank you. That's why I say I'm grateful if a woman like brutally rejects me or some shit. I'm like, oh, fucking thank God. Like I was walking around sort of worrying that some woman was going to be mean to me. You've been way more mean than I thought any woman ever would be. Oh, fuck, it's fine. Like I feel sad for a couple of hours and then I'm okay. Maybe I feel sad for a day or two and then I'm fine. Nowadays, I feel sad for like 30 seconds. And that's only because I've gone through that a lot of times. So yeah, there was a lot of fear with being that vulnerable. And I say that to relate to a lot of you because a lot of the time we're really afraid to be vulnerable and honest. We're scared something bad will happen. But even if the worst thing that you could imagine would happen, like people tell you you deserve to die, you should have just killed yourself. It's like you'll be fine a week later. You'll be sad for a while, but you'll be okay.
Right. And I think one of the biggest lessons that I took from this book that you recommended me, How to Be Free in an Unfree World, he said being yourself is a skill.
Yeah.
And I never thought of it that way, where it's like I thought being yourself was something that you are, but if you're holding yourself back a lot, then being yourself would be a skill where it's like,
Mm.
okay, you can be 1% more honest or be 1% more truthful in expressing yourself. And I never thought of it as a skill before now. It's like, oh, I can
Mm.
improve at this and get better at it and be more expressive in life going forward. I don't have to it's not just a one and done thing. It's not just like one state. Like I can improve at that.
Yeah. And I would say most people listening, maybe most of the human world, don't know who they are. Like,
Mm.
don't know who they are and don't know who they could be if they let go of like needing approval from other people or needing to be a good person. And I'm not saying don't be a good person, but I think you get what I mean. Like needing other people to think that you're good or that you're perfect. If you could just let go a little bit of the opinion of others and start to look in the mirror and look at yourself and love the reflection that looks back at you and say, what do I want? What do I think? What do I feel? What is important to me? How do I want to make a positive contribution to society instead of just doing what other people tell me I should do? Like, who am I and who could I be? That shit makes a huge difference. And that self honesty, that self vulnerability is a skill that you need to learn. Like,
Hmm.
you literally need to learn that. It doesn't come naturally. I want to start segueing towards the end of this interview, bro. I feel like I could talk to you for the next fucking 5 hours, but I want to keep this pretty intensely packed with value. So we'll start heading towards the finish line. We didn't even talk about how much more money you've made and that you went a lot more all in with making money because that was one of the things you did when you came to the coaching. You took a payment plan, and part of that was like, holy shit, I need to make more money so I can pay for this payment plan. And you freaking knocked that out of the park. You had a couple of like challenges, let's say, along the way, and you just overcame them with courage. Like you were great. You started going more all in with your YouTube channel, doing your art.
Hmm.
You've made the bro, you've absolutely killed it in terms of money. We didn't even touch on that in this entire interview, even though I feel like that was like the main goal of the coaching. But do you want to really quickly maybe just in a couple of sentences talk about things you've learned, maybe some value for the audience, like what's one or two mindsets that have really helped you with money? And then at the end of that, feel free to shout out your YouTube channel, dude. Like you've earned it. You've done a good job.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, a couple of things that have been really helpful in terms of my mindset considering money. The first thing is like money. The way you said it, it was like money wants you, and I was
Yeah.
just like, I never like that was a complete paradigm shift where I was just like, money wants me. How is that even possible? But
Bro, because money is an exchange of value. It is literally just an admission that value has been exchanged. And so money wants to go to the people that are exchanging value. And your art has a lot of value. It's really good. You've already built a YouTube channel that people really like. A lot of people, including me, said like, "Bro, your art is amazing. Like, we want you to have money." Yeah, money wants to fucking come to you. And same as me, I'm still learning this lesson to this day, bro. It's like money wants to come here. We are the barrier. We are the dam that's stopping that river from flowing, dude.
yeah, yeah, it was like money wants me, and then you had me like ask somebody for some money. Like I asked a lady for a quarter, and she gave it to me. I was just like, oh, so you can just ask people for money if you want money. And I was so like
Yeah.
hesitant to do it
Homeless
because
people homeless people do it all the fucking time, man. Of course you can just walk up to strangers and be like, "Can I have money?" And they'll be like, "Okay." And you're like, "What the fuck? I can just get money outside for doing nothing." It's like, "Yeah. Yes. Yes." Imagine if you offered something of value as well on top of that. You could get more money. And it's like, "Yeah, congratulations. That's how business works." Yes. It's that simple.
right, and so like that just helped me understand that I'm never 100% broke. Like there's always something that I can do to actually get money. Just talk to more people or do more of what I'm doing or create more art. And that was the second thing that I learned was the numbers game. Is just
Mm.
if you don't have enough of what you want in life or money or whatever, like just do more of what you're doing, or do more of talk to more people and ask for more money, or like just play the numbers game, do more of what you're doing so that you can get what you're looking for. Like you're not gonna do it by talking to one or two people. If you just stop there, then
Yep.
you're not gonna get any money. But if you keep going and just talk to more people and try to just speed it up, like talk to as many people as you possibly can, and then when you run out, go find more people. It's just a numbers game. You can apply that to business or dating, and it works the same.
Bro, yeah. Bro, the funniest example of this, we had this guy come to the coaching like a year or two ago, a guy called Laz. I did an interview with him. It's on the channel. Just search for Laz, Laz. And we did the first one-on-one session, and he's like, okay, listen, Andy, I'm coming to you because I want to earn more money. I think I want to double my monthly income. Right now I'm earning 20,000 US dollars a month. I want to get that to 40,000, and I don't have a fucking clue what to do next. And I was like, cool, man. Like, how much time a day are you spending on this? And he's like, I'm spending about like 4 hours. And I was like, could you realistically in your like schedule, do you think you could fit in like 6 hours of work, maybe 8 hours? And he was like, yeah, I definitely could. And I was like, so if you like, is there enough work in the business that you could just double how much you're doing? And he's like, yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's always more to do. And I was like, so if you just double the amount of work you're doing right now, would you double the income? And he was like, yeah. And so he just like, bro, within like 1 or 2 weeks, he's like, holy fuck, man. And he ended up more than doubling his income. In the first month, he earned like $45,000. He went from 20 something to 45,000. And he's like,
Oh, wow.
Andy, I can't believe this works. And I was like, yeah, dude, you just like, you were literally sitting on a gold mine and you only had one person trying to like dig up the gold. It's like, what if I have a second person? He just hired an assistant or something to do the extra work. So he got it to a point where he wasn't even doing any extra work, and he just like doubled his income. Same as like one of
Wow.
my best mates is building his own business right now, and he's in the process of hiring an employee to just go do all the work like that he can't have time for, and then that will just double the income. You'll lose some of that paying for the employee, but like a lot of the time, bro, this shit's so simple. Same with especially dating. Like a lot of guys, man, will just be like, I only got one phone number this week from approaching girls. And you're like, cool, how many girls did you talk to? 5. And you're like, that's really cool. What if you talk to 10 girls? And then they're like, huh, 10 girls. That is double 5. Do you think that would get me double the phone numbers? And it's like, well, I think basic maths says yes, it probably will. There's no guarantees in life, but why don't you go and try it? And they go and approach 10 girls and they get 2 phone numbers and they're like, holy shit, the math adds up. And it's like, yeah, bro, this is a fucking numbers game. This is what we've been saying from the beginning. And a lot of guys have maybe a lot of people have an unrealistic idea of the numbers game. Like a lot of people will say, my YouTube channel isn't building as much as it could be. I'll say, how many videos are you doing? And you're like, well, 1 a month. And it's like, well, what if you did 2 a month? Wouldn't it build at double the rate? What if you did 4 a month? Maybe it'd quadruple the rate, maybe even more, because then YouTube would start taking you seriously and be like, oh shit, this guy like produces regular content, which is something that most of the algorithms like. And so, yeah, you did that yourself. Like you got to a point where you were like, all right, I want to start just going all in with this YouTube channel. And are you still doing it? You started like a 365 project where you're like, I'm going to do one video every day, or I'm going to work on my content every day, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still doing it. I've been making a video every single day. And I said the challenge was make a video every single day until I become a full-time artist. So it's basically forcing me to come up with ideas and just ship it out and not think about it too deeply. Just keep putting stuff out there so that get better at it. Like one of those mindsets that you have in the coaching that really helped was just giving myself permission to suck and
Mm.
putting those videos out there that I don't think are the best, or they're not the best edited or whatever. I'm just like, allowing myself to just keep putting stuff out there and improving over time rather than trying to make it perfect all at once. Because in the past, I would just post once per month or once per few months, and it would be like, oh, okay, this is my perfect edited video and this is what it's going to be. That was kind of hard. I don't want to do that again, so I would just leave it for months. But now it's like, okay, I don't care, I'm just going to keep putting stuff out there, and if it takes 365 videos, if it takes 400, 500, I'll keep posting until I succeed. Like it's just a numbers game to me now. It's rather than trying to do the most perfect piece of content. It's just like, okay, just put out more.
Yeah. And you're entirely changing your mindset. And you're basically saying, okay, I accept that success is inevitable. And we're just now figuring out how much effort I need to put in to make that happen, which is a completely different mindset from what most people have, which is, am I even going to make it? Is it even worth it? I don't know if I can do this. It feels hopeless. Like, what's the point? Like you're literally saying, I know the finish line is there. It's like, imagine you're running a marathon and you might say, but I can't run a marathon. I'll get tired. I can't jog. I can't run at that pace. Like I don't, my feet will bleed. And if I said, no, 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 look at the distance of a marathon. I think it's like 20 something miles or whatever it is. You're allowed to get to the end of that marathon in whatever way you want. You can walk the marathon. You can walk for 5 minutes and then take a break and go and eat some fucking food if you want to, and then walk another 10 minutes. And like you can do this marathon over the next year if you need to. Could you complete a marathon with no time limit? You have the rest of your life to finish the marathon. And you're like, well, yeah, I've probably already walked multiple marathons in my life. It's like, yeah, no shit. You've probably walked 100 marathons with lots of breaks and going to bed, and you didn't know you were walking a marathon. Like anyone with a fitness tracker, go look how many steps you've had over the last like 5 years. And it's like, yeah, you've completed multiple marathons. So if we change it to, if we have the mindset of like, this is a numbers game, you're basically saying, if I just put in the numbers, and you might not know how many numbers you need to put in, like most of us don't. I can't tell any of you how many girls you have to go and talk to before you have sex. Like, I don't fucking know. It's random. It depends on a million variables. I don't know how many YouTube videos you need to do, Ken, before you're successful. I don't know. How am I going to know that? But there is a number out there. The universe knows the number. If you believe in God, God knows the number. Like someone somewhere knows the number exists. We don't know what it is. But if you just keep going forwards and say, at some point, I'm going to hit that fucking number, it's a lot easier to accept that this is a numbers game then. And it's a lot easier to go out and take action because you're almost surrendering to the process. You're saying, okay, I don't need to know when my number is going to come up. It's like you're winning the lottery, but you get to buy unlimited lottery tickets. You will eventually win. If you played the lottery every single day for the rest of your life, and if you played the lottery 20 times a day, you couldn't afford it. But if it was free, you would eventually win. You'd win the jackpot. Like just raw numbers says you will. So you surrender to that, you take the action, and you just go out there and keep doing it. And I love that you did that with your YouTube channel. Do you want to shout out the YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is Comic Ken, a mixture of comics and Ken. So, and then on there, I just talk about like the storytelling dynamics in like comics and life in general. And yeah, I just talk about basically anything that interests me in comics or art or aesthetics, that kind of thing. So, check it out.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I like your channel. I like your content. Let's start wrapping up. Now that you've done coaching, you've finished your coaching, how do you feel about the future?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I feel like anything is possible. Like when you said that you'll make it so that you never really need coaching again, like you'll teach us so thoroughly that we won't need to get coaching again, even though we can jump back into it if we wanted to. But it's like I just know what I need to do to
Yeah.
succeed. Like if I'm doing something wrong, like or doing something like I don't even categorize it as wrong anymore. It's just like, oh, I can make a tweak here or I can do this little thing here. There's always something to do. There's always one step I can take that will take me to where I'm trying to get to. And especially with this YouTube thing, it's just like, oh, I'm just taking steps and I'm making progress every single day. And it's not things aren't a finished process in my head anymore. It's like the improvement never ends, and I can always do something. Like there's always something I can do to improve things. And that's the mindset I'm leaving coaching with. Like I know I can succeed, and I know I will get to where I'm trying to get to. It's just a process of taking those steps, making the tweaks where I need to make them, and that's it. Before I didn't have that.
Yeah, I love what you said there, that the goal of coaching, my goal in coaching is to get you guys to not need me anymore. I'm trying to think, I'm trying to teach you how to think instead of telling you what to think. I'm literally trying to get you to be your own authentic person and then guiding you towards that. And that's like literally what we do from the start of coaching is like, what do you want? Who do you want to be? What's important to you? Like, what are your
Mhm.
goals? And then we teach you how to start doing that. So yeah, I love that, man. If someone's watching this and they're where you were a few months ago, you know, scared, stuck, maybe full of some limiting beliefs, what would you say to them?
I'd say to them, it's basically your mind. It's your mind that's holding you back, and you're fighting it. All you have to do is you need somebody like like Andy to tell you like, hey, you can just be yourself. You don't have to you can just be honest. You can just do more than what you're doing now, and you'll get the result that you're looking for. It's possible. It's so possible. It's right there in front of you. All you have to do is let down those barriers in your mind, and you'll just start walking towards it. You'll start making your way towards the result you're looking for.
Yeah, it's like let go of the limiting belief and the world opens up. It's like the clouds are blocking the sun, and as soon as those clouds go away, the sun can shine forth.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you a lot coming on here. If anyone wants coaching like you have done, there's a link down below to that. I right now have a coaching deal on for the one-on-one coaching, so I'll leave a link down there below to that. But I appreciate the shit out of you, man. I think this was good.
Mhm.
I think we freaking knocked it out of the park, bro. This was fun.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. This was really fun. I'm glad you had me on. Thank you.
Thank you.